I almost blacked out standing overhead pressing 225 on my second rep. Any suggestions? Thanks, man. You are a legend.
And when I saw him do 315, barely, and then he put on the lifting shirt to get a 500, I was like, I will never wear equipment again. Go for it.
How do you deal with a arm and chest imbalance?
What is up, guys?
First day on the meal plan. Love it.
Oh, who did that? Was that Clark?
That's our boy Doug Jones. First day, baby. First day. Every day is someone's first day.
Mm-hmm. You guys can ask anything. We have the politically correct doc in the house over here to the side. And then today Jeffrey is going to be Mr. Nice Guy.
It's not don't do the supersets. It's not doing the supersets right now. People are ready.
Say it again.
It's not don't do supersets. It's I'm not doing supersets right now. That's been the tone over the last year.
Right, because you can't say I love supersets and then they're like, oh, Mike says superset every workout.
Yeah.
True or not?
True.
Yeah, they take a little bit. Somebody said something yesterday and they're like, they took it verbatim. They said, on the dry out, I think it was like, hey, you take dandelion root the whole time and this and that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The dandelion root.
And I was like, no, you take dandelion root for 2 days.
Yeah, you took it for 2 days.
And suddenly it turned out the whole month. It's like, wait, whoa.
The whole year.
That's why we're doing it now. And I'm loving that you guys are loving this new plan. That is awesome. I love that. The feedback. I am having my overnight oats. I got a nice 2-scooper, and I went with chocolate because it gets more. My granola, my berries, and my Greek yogurt. Dessert.
Is it good?
It's so good.
That's right.
Go for it.
I almost blacked out standing overhead pressing 225 on my second rep. Any suggestions? Thanks, man. You are a legend. I've been there.
You know you didn't press that. You're just talking crap.
So, yeah, there's some exercise when you hold your breath, it makes it even harder. Overhanding, deadlifts, seated rows, bent over rows, overhead press.
Cleans. I blacked out doing it.
On cleans?
I blacked out doing
It's such a
cleans.
quick snap. I don't find that I'm holding
Really?
my breath long enough.
Don't know what happened. There's 275. My friends we were in the gym and they were all Olympic lifters. So I was like, man, screw you guys. I can just lift this. Watch. So I did. And I stood up there with that and then just bam, smacked my head
Down.
I was out.
Try to breathe each rep. That's what I would do. Good job, though. For 225,
Yeah.
standing, great job, man.
Try to breathe.
Good job on that.
What is a lesson that stuck with you? Also, did it add on to what you already know? Maybe it was a lesson. I've never
Well,
seen
first of
that
all,
one.
everything that I know is a collection of lessons from legends and watching.
That's right.
The only thing that I added uniquely of my own was the understanding of a couple things, which would have been equipment is a crutch. And the equipment didn't work for me because I had to be athletic and I had to
tell
take.
you what you learned.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you after
Tell me
this.
the Joe Weider story. That's a good one.
That is a good one. So the equipment didn't help me. Sure, it made me lift heavy weights in a meet, but it didn't translate over. And so later when I started competing raw, I was still winning those same meets against both tested and not tested. But I also understood that it set up my body so in everyday life it helps. And so it was interesting. I was talking to a client this morning and I purposely manipulated his water intake and his diet so he would weigh in really extremely light, and then we filled him out. So the manipulation of the weight is like a fighter does when he tries to make weight for UFC or boxing or wrestling. That's not a real weight. It's a manipulation weight you get down to for a split moment, and then you drink water again and you're already about 4 to 5 pounds heavier. But I think for me is understanding that manipulation weight can help you to get into something. That's like the equipment and stuff. But then after that, you're 20 pounds bigger, and that's how you're living life. And so for me, was the raw lifting. This is daily. I want to lift this way. I don't want to manipulate something. And I don't want to get those fake lifting numbers with a belt. Because that was another thing that irritated me. I'd go to a powerlifting meet and I'd be talking to everybody. And the guy would be like, yeah, I did a 550 last week at this meet in San Diego. And I'm like, holy shit, that's more than I can bench. And then we're backstage warming up and I see him barely getting 315. And then he put on a lifting shirt and I'm like, oh my God. And so at that moment, and I remember this meet, and I remember the guy, big heavy set guy. And when he said that, I said, okay, so this is a guy and a couple guys I had to keep an eye on to win this meet. And when I saw him do 315, barely, and then he put on the lifting shirt to get a 500, I was like, I will never wear equipment again. Because in no world will that last. And he'll be the forever guy that says, oh, I benched 500. No, you didn't. A suit did. And you are a complete, it's not phony because that's what we grew up with back in that day. But today, it just doesn't impress me. And I'm also over 50. Nothing really impresses me anymore.
Can I bring something up? And it's totally kind of out of the lifting business here. Don't ever let people do you favors.
Oh.
Don't ever ask, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you do this? You're doing a photo shoot? Pay for it. Anything that you have to do, pay for it. Pay attention.
Why?
That's huge.
Listen.
What happened?
Mike he was used to just having things handing over to him because that's what people would do. And it bites you on the ass later in life. So I never ask people for favors. Hey, can you do me? No, I'll pay for it. Can you walk? No, I don't walk my dogs. I get WAG. WAG is I'll pay for it. Really, that's the best way to go about doing things when it comes to financial and to protect yourselves. And that's a good lesson we've learned.
I love it. I think this is hilarious. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this. We're going to show you how idiotic some people are. So I dated back in the early 1990s, right? And so this guy goes,
of course you did.
Is it true that you blocked a girl on Instagram that rejected you? First off, never asked a girl out. Also, when I dated in 1990s, Instagram wasn't even made. So you guys are really off on this. Go for it.
How do you deal with a arm and chest imbalance?
Balance it out. Focus on it. Less balance on the other stuff. Doctor's laughing. You just got to really look at your body and understand where your imbalances are and why they're imbalanced. Discover the root of it.
There it is.
Are you leaning to one side? Are you focused on one side?
Took that long?
So hopefully that helps you out. I'd really focus on either side to make sure that you are doing both sides evenly and bring up the weak side. What would you do? You don't have no imbalance.
Oh, really?
I'm your imbalance.
Yeah, how do you deal with that imbalance?
How do you deal with that imbalance, Mo?
Just don't pay attention.
There you go.
Oh, right here.
All right, go for it.
I'm still training Billy.
I just talked to Billy. What was it, yesterday?
Yeah.
Monday.
Mhm.
Yeah, just got him on
Visit
a
Brian.
new program, new
He's coming
diet.
out to try and rest.
He wants to. Yeah. He's a great guy. He looks probably the best he's ever looked in his entire life. And then I messaged him on January 1st and said, this year, let's get in the best shapes of our lives. And he's like, he said something funny back.
Yeah.
It's like, how am I going to get better than I just did? So yeah, he's great, man. I appreciate you asking that question.
Great.